Welcome to Your Skin, Your Story with Diyah. Today I have a special guest, and it's the month of June, so I wanted to get into men's mental health awareness. Let's talk about it. Introduce yourself.
It's Mr. 5178. Check the birthday. This the welfare baby. That's me.
Okay, and where can I find you?
In your wettest dreams.
All right, so he's not active on social media, but you can definitely find him here on Your Skin, Your Stories, and we're going to get into it. Do you have any type of experience regarding mental health or mental health awareness, and what does it mean to you?
Well, first part of your question, do I have any experience? Yes, I do. I I was diagnosed with PTSD, and after I was hit by an IED in Iraq, and things that happened in Iraq. I really feel like prior to the military diagnosing me with PTSD, I probably already suffered from it from, childhood trauma and things of that nature. I had a friend, real good friend, because of mental illness, he killed himself while we were in Iraq. And yeah, it's something I deal with on a daily basis. It's it's not something that you can ignore. It's not something that you can say, hey, he's just crazy. Yeah, he might be, but it might be a reason he's crazy. And getting to the source of that reason is the goal, so that he can then better understand how to help himself or herself in dealing with it. Because, as I said, I deal with it daily. And I have been in places where, you know, you seclude yourself off from the world. No type of communication whatsoever. Phone, you don't answer the door. Hell, depression comes along with it, where you might not bathe. Uh, Sometimes days, sometimes weeks, sometimes months. It just depends on how deep and dark it goes. And it's a place you don't want to be. And for me, I had to learn signs when I see it coming on, and prevention. Because if you can prevent it from overtaking, I guess, the majority of your life, because it can, and it can be severe. To me, it's almost like a woman with postpartum depression. You know, she doesn't know why she's depressed. She doesn't know why she doesn't have, why she doesn't have the same care and tenderness that she has for this child, that she had for another child, or why she doesn't feel this motherly instinct. And it's because she's going through something. And, just because you can't see it, hear it, or feel it, it doesn't mean that it's not happening,
Absolutely.
Um, so for me, when I learned my signs and things that can trigger it, over the years, it has become a lot more easier to deal with than in the beginning. Because in the beginning, I was still in the military. I was, yeah, I was fresh off the meat rack, and yeah, it was a lot of nuts off in that meat. Because I'm gonna tell you, like, boy, yeah, I started getting into trouble, and just doing a bunch of dumb stuff, but not knowing it wasn't necessarily me. It was my mental illness, and it was taking effect, and I just didn't know that that's what it was. I couldn't understand it. I didn't know why, but it was like watching myself. It was like an out of body experience almost. Like you step outside of yourself and watch yourself doing stuff, and it's like, dude, you see it? You don't see you fucking up, and you fucking up, and it's like you can't even stop yourself. But as I was saying, it's kind of like an out of body experience, and watching yourself do things that you wouldn't even allow yourself to do, and yeah, you just wanna not hurt, not feel.
Absolutely. And I know, like, a lot of times people normally don't ask for help or try to reach out to get that support that they need, whether that's therapy or, working out and replacing the vices with positive habits and routines. But how do you feel regarding therapy? Do you feel that it's something that will be helpful for people who are going through mental health diagnosis like PTSD or depression, and etc.?
I feel as though therapy will only help those that want help and are willing to do the work. Because if you are not willing to do the work, then you're only putting yourself into a position to be mad. Because a therapist's job is to give you a complete picture of yourself from the outside view, because you're only seeing what you see and you're not seeing what others see. And he's giving it to you, or she's giving it to you in a reality type of checkpoint where you have to now either deal with the fact of what is being said to you, or you have to curl up and live in an imaginary state.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what advice would you give someone who's currently suffering in silence or going through mental health challenges right now, men especially?
Um, all right. The first, I guess I would have to answer this in several statements. The first would be talk to someone. Talk to someone you trust, or talk to a professional. Someone that you don't know, that has an unbiased opinion about you, that don't know you from Adam. And you have to be open and honest. The second part would be read the book by Michael Bazin, Men Cry in the Dark.
That sounds good.
It's an exemplary example of what black men are kind of taught to be. You know, we don't show weakness. We don't show emotions. We, chin up, chest out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't cry. Girls cry. You don't cry. You're a man. Tighten up. You're a little loose. You know what I mean? Tighten up. And it's how we're treated. And the things that make us who we are. But the same things that can make you who you are can destroy you from inside.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, for men. Listen, It don't make you no punk. It don't make you soft. It don't make you a wimp to talk to somebody about your problems. As I said earlier, my partner Jack talked about his problems all the time and his demons, and he fought them as long as he could, and those demons got the best of him. And as I said, if you don't deal with certain things, they will deal with you in one shape, form, or another. It doesn't always have to be the same way that it came to you. It can come out in other ways, i.e., you don't even notice that you really starting to treat people really bad, and you're starting to be meaner and more standoffish and kind of a loner.
Yeah.
And these things can be very detrimental to your, not just your health and your mental health, but it can be detrimental to your physical health and the wear and tear on your body. Like you have to take all of this into consideration.
Yeah. And the people around you as well, your loved ones, they suffer too. And the people that's closest to you.
You know, people always fail to realize that for every action there's a reaction. So anything that we do as human beings, it's always going to affect someone else, whether we think it is or not. If you go cut on your sink, somebody in the same building as you, their water pressure just went down. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you cross the street, you might make this car swerve because he wasn't paying attention because he was on his phone. Like, it's so many factors there, man. And you have to always remember, the body is only as good as the mind. If you tell yourself you old, your body will start to feel old.
Absolutely.
If you tell your body it's young, guess what? You'll be outside doing cartwheels and be 78 years old. Like it's about mind over matter. I don't mind and it don't matter. So I'm going to conquer everything that I choose to conquer, because I won't allow my body to tell my mind what it can't do.
Absolutely. And I love that concept because it's so true. Sky's the limit, and that's not even the limit, really, because our minds can take us so many places, or it can really hinder us and limit us in so many ways as well. And I'm so happy that you were on here to speak on mental health awareness, especially for the men. I don't think that it's talked about enough. I feel like a lot of people feel that it may be a taboo topic to talk about, especially in the men's community, but I do feel like we're evolving from that, and people are feeling more comfortable sharing and open up and being more vulnerable about their growth and their journey with their mental health challenges. And we all, as people in the human race, can relate and are more alike than we are different, and we all have some way to understand mental health challenges, because life don't miss anybody, and we at some point all gonna know what grief feels like. We all been through where we lost, whether it was a job or a friendship, whatever the case may be. But I feel like we all just need to be more kind to one another, and especially to ourselves. Give ourselves more grace and create more safe spaces, like, podcast, and just putting content out there to constantly help our community. So that's the purpose of this episode. And I definitely appreciate you being on here and all the wisdom that you shared today.
Well, I would like to leave you on this last note. remember that when you see someone and you know something is wrong, don't let up. Because a lot of times we leave situations alone because we feel like we might be bothering the person, we might be nagging them. But when you know someone and you see it, don't grill them, but make them feel comfortable enough to want to tell you what it is that's going on, because you never know what that one conversation can do. It can change a person's life. A person can be feeling suicidal, and just sitting down and having someone actually genuinely care enough to actually listen, not comment when they're asked to comment, and don't drag it out and just be there for them. Man, little things can do big things.
Absolutely, it can make a big difference. So, on that note, make sure to follow me at Vegan Skincare Queen, as well as GWP Skincare, to follow my vegan skincare line. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, your skin, your story.